All right, guys. Hello. Welcome to the Conscious Visions podcast. Today, I'm really excited to kick things off officially for the very first episode and be joined by my wonderful sister, Valentina. Valentina is not only my sister, she's also a fellow conscious entrepreneur. She's a visionary change maker, an intuitive soul, a creative designer head, um, and is a whole package of surprises to unpack and to dive into. So really excited for today's session and see what's going to come up and be present for today. So Valentina, thank you so much for being here. I'm really excited for today's conversation.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm also very excited to be here today and very honored to be your first guest at your new podcast. So very excited. Thank you.
Yeah, beautiful. So for everyone that doesn't know you, how would you describe yourself? If you were just describe yourself to a stranger, how would you do it in a way that they would get your truest essence?
Yeah. So the way I would describe myself would be that I am I have lots of empathy and I have lots of I'm very sensitive to people. Like I feel I feel their energy very easily, and I'm also very passionate. I'm very caring as well, and very loving. So I have a big heart. I think that's the way I would describe myself for people who don't know me.
Mm. Okay, so initially the things that I got is that you are very sensitive. You can pick up on people's energies. You're very caring. Have a big heart, and these kinds of things. So you were mentioning not necessarily external outer attributes, right? Such as your job, your career, or any accomplishments, or any maybe mental definitions, but more your energetic traits or inherent character traits, which
Yeah.
which already tells a lot about the way you're probably going through life. I'm really curious, how has your relationship been to this very intuitive sensitivity across your life? How has that been in the past? Maybe how has it evolved, and how is your relationship to it now?
Mm-hmm. So I think in the past I've always had a feeling for other people's energies, but I was never that sensitive to it. So I never realized it that much, or never really put that much attention to it. It was more like something that I felt like in my body. But over the time I got more and more sensitive, also because I went on my own journey and to spend some more time with myself and understood myself better. And I think with that, I also, was able to be more sensitive about, my gifts, I would say. And ever since I'm, more connected to myself, I am way more in this energy and way more intuitive and sensitive when I meet new people.
Mm. Nice. You were saying that in the past you already had this innate sensitivity, but you weren't really able to fully tap into it, and maybe consciously harness it. So I'm wondering, like, to what extent were you actually aware of you having this gift in the past?
Mm. So I was not fully aware of it. It was more that I had like this feeling, but I didn't really know what it really is, or really didn't know what to do with it. And always kind of like I felt it in my body, but I always kind of like pushed it away in my mind. And then I went on this journey to get closer to myself and was even more aware of it then. and now I see it as a gift. I think in the past, sometimes it was maybe also overwhelming at some points for myself because I didn't know what to do with these feelings inside me. But now I do know what to do with them and understand them and see it as a gift. Yeah.
So if you are still in theory, still attuned to energies at this younger age, but not really aware of it and potentially overwhelmed, how were you going through life at the young age then?
Mm, yeah, I think I was actually also affected by these emotions of other people. They pushed me into directions that I maybe didn't want to go to, but was maybe the easiest way for me at that time. The path of less resistance or least existence, probably. Um, and yeah, it definitely pushed me further away from myself as well because I didn't make decisions for myself, but probably for others because I felt those emotions and those energies that pushed me into that directions that I didn't want to go to, but it was the best option for me at that time because I was trying to avoid those energies or those feelings.
Mm. You have a specific moment here or description or situation, instance that you feel like would give some context to
Mm.
this perception?
That's it's a good question. I think there's not like a specific moment that's coming up, but I would say in general, I was struggling to set my boundaries and would rather sacrifice myself or sacrifice parts of myself to please others. So if it was I don't know, doing things for my friends or family, even though I had no capacity or no time, but still did it for them because I felt their energy, their need, maybe their frustration. But at that time, didn't prioritize myself. And then, crossed my own boundaries or didn't set boundaries. And did things for other people, even though I didn't really have the capacity for it or time, or I didn't even want to do it. So that's how I experienced it at that time.
Mm. You were mentioning sacrificing your own time or well-being or energy for the needs of others.
Mm.
What do you think has in the past caused you to act this way?
I think it was always the need of love that I felt like I am only loved whenever I give, when I perform, or when I do things for others, when I sacrifice myself. That's when I'm worth of love. So I think that's the main reason that I did it, because I wanted to please others. I wanted to feel loved by others. That's what made me do these things and made me sacrifice myself or parts of myself. Yeah.
Mm. The way that I make sense of that and understand that personally is whenever someone is trying to get love from the outside, there's a lack of love on the inside, right?
Mm.
And I mean, I was pretty much the same way. I was trying to get so much love on the outside, and all of this was caused by this internal lack of love.
Yeah.
Um, so I'm really interested also how would you say this all developed, right? You were mentioning sacrificing your own well-being, that which truly matters to you for the needs of others, and therefore depleting your own energy.
Mm.
Where did this lead you, and was some sort of combination moment that where it all sort of climaxed?
Yeah. So I think it led to a point where I was in uni struggling because I had so much, or I put so much pressure on myself due to performance, because I had this belief that I need to perform and be successful to be loved. And then there was a point where I had these beliefs that I have to perform 24/7, and even if I would do that 24/7, it still wouldn't be enough. And it got to a point where I isolated myself. I was only between uni, studying, working, and doing sports, and isolated myself from my friends. And that got to a point where I didn't feel very good at all, and then decided to do something about it, and started my therapy journey for I think 1.5 years. And during that time I really understood myself way better, and learned and understood where my thoughts and these beliefs come from. And so that was really like the whole performance pressure. Got so bad, I would say, that I got to a point where I knew, okay, I don't want to be in this place for much longer, or for a few more years or months. So I decided to choose myself and help myself.
Mm. So essentially, we're picking up is that this led to, although you were sort of trying to get love from other people by maybe doing acts of favors to them, right? Or helping them out in a certain way, or just overall trying to please them. And this probably also showed itself as wanting to perform right at university to then gain approval. And in order for now, right, because the narrative at that point had been, okay, the more love, or I'm getting love by pleasing others, right? And pleasing others can be many different ways, right? It can be in, let's say, being a people pleaser, so to say, and saying yes to every single question or ask that you get. But it can also be, let's say, more indirectly pleasing people by, let's say, trying to almost live up to the expectations that the people that we want to please had of us, right? And this is maybe where the focus on performance comes in.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I wanted to, always please others, do favors for them, or I never said no to anything almost. And also try to meet those expectations that others had of me, or I thought others had of me. Probably that's the right way to say it. And wanted to be this picture perfect person, but at the same time really lost myself in that, and also kind of hurt myself with that. That was also one very hard or difficult realization that I had during the therapy journey then, that with all that I've been struggling with, and with all this pressure that I've also been putting on myself, because no one else pressured me, it was only me or my beliefs, I was hurting myself nonstop with it. um yeah
Yeah. Because it's interesting, right? When we usually think of wanting to get love or people pleasing, you could say that it's usually running around after people and picking up their stuff. But for you was the opposite, right? It was isolation. But then in a sense, or the way that I'm assuming interpreting this is that you were then, trying to get those successes through university, and then have the acknowledgement, recognition.
yeah yeah exactly. But then I also had this realization that whatever I would be doing, like I could be studying, performing nonstop, still wouldn't be enough. So I thought, I knew I would never reach those expectations that I had of myself, because once I would reach something, there would be the next thing, the next bigger thing, and it would be a never-ending loop. So I knew it couldn't be, or couldn't continue like that.
Yeah. So, me, for those of you that don't know, like, actually what you did, right? You were studying your bachelor's in mechanical engineering in one of the most renowned universities in Germany for that subject matter. You had a boyfriend at the time, right? You had your horse, and you were working out and doing sports and stuff. So you're balancing a whole lot of different things. Um, so it, yeah, it makes sense that, I mean, yeah, that can sort of lead you to this depletion of
Yeah.
energy.
Yeah.
Yeah. How would you say is this also aligned with your astrology, maybe, right? Because you're a Virgo, right? Sun, for example. And this means that, like, this is the way I see this, that it's a lot about practicality and pragmatism and systems and all that stuff.
Yeah, and also very much like I'm very much like a perfectionist as well. And yeah, I always wanted everything to be perfect and to feel perfect. In every part of my life, I have my like structures, routines, and specific yeah, orders in my life. So yeah, I mean, I know and I learned that I have lots of capacity. Like I've been doing much with like working, studying, horse, working out, and all of that. But yeah, it also at some point got too much. Yeah.
Mm. So essentially, the lens you've been looking through life at is one with that's being ingrained with this feeling of I'm not good enough, right? Is that accurate?
Yeah.
And therefore that's causing you to take all these actions. Was there a moment where you realized that's that might be the thing that's blocking me, that's resulting in, yeah, in this depletion, in this yeah, giving out energy and not really getting back?
Yeah, 100%. I think it was the realization was I'm not good enough, but also this connected with all that I wanted was just to feel loved. But I also at one point understood that the love that I was trying to get, no one can give that kind of love to myself except myself. So I, yeah, understood that it doesn't help me to do things, sacrifice myself, put so much pressure on myself to perform, to get love from the outside, because that kind of love that I was, yeah, seeking for is the love that I can give myself and only myself. So yeah, that was a realization that really, yeah, shifted that or changed those beliefs as well.
Mm. You mentioned therapy earlier, and then that this was like a huge cornerstone or catalyst that inspired you on your journey, really helped you grow. Was there any voice before you decided to start therapy that was pulling or pushing you to do that, inspiring you to do that?
Yeah, yeah, 100%. So I think I've been thinking about starting that therapy journey for I think almost 1.5 or 2 years before I actually started it, because I always had these thoughts like, oh, I'm okay. There are people that feel way worse than I do, and maybe that's normal. I also thought it was normal, or maybe told myself it was normal. So I've been thinking about that for a long, long time, but yeah, maybe didn't get to that point earlier where I consciously chose myself, because and yeah, in that moment it's also like I remember very clearly the moment that I, yeah, grabbed my phone and called a therapist to make an appointment. At that point it was very like yeah, I stopped lying to myself and was so honest with myself, because I spoke the truth for the first time and admitted that I was not okay. Um, and yeah, that felt very relieving, but also a bit, yeah, overwhelming. at the same time. But it was the right decision for myself and the best thing I could have done. And it was for the first time, an act of love. It was me showing myself that I care for myself, care about myself, that I want to be better, and also take responsibility for myself, that I am getting better and I am caring for myself. So yeah.
Yeah, beautiful. I mean, I can sort of see myself also in that when I was back in the day deciding also to do the shamanic coaching because of a mindset thing that I had that was really bothering me. It was actually panic attacks. And I was almost feeling ashamed to sort of write or reach out and text her and stuff, and then actually confirm the coaching, right? Because it's you're sort of admitting it, right? You're actually confirming it.
Yeah.
In a sense, you're almost manifesting it more into reality, and you're like, fuck, like this is actually true, right? So there's some shame, at least for me, that came with that, and some like, wow, is this actually my reality? Like, am I actually broken in a sense, right? Or is it actually the truth for me?
Yeah.
But then what I was experiencing is that it's also liberating when it gives you hope, right? Because it gives you a North Star and something to look forward to, and something that you know is actually going to help you.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. And I mean, this journey is also, it's not always like flowers and roses. It's it's rough. It can get very deep. It can get very emotional, but it also doesn't help for you to run away from it and always push it away, push your emotions away, because then it's gonna come back to you over and over again. So you have to go in it, to go through it, and leave it behind. So
yeah. What would you say, where has all of this led you? What would you say are some other mentionable steps on your journey that have led you and shaped you to the Valentina that's sitting in front of you right now?
So I mean, this therapy journey really helped me so much in understanding myself, understanding my patterns, and my beliefs. But it was still that I always felt like everything was taking place in my mind. It was all very like logic. But I always had this feeling that there are so many emotions and so many things that I feel that I cannot put into words. So I still felt like there was this little piece missing. And that's then when I started to get more into other practices like breathwork, and then had an experience that really changed me, like in myself, like how I feel. And because I knew, like, with therapy, I logically understood my patterns and what I would have to do to change things, and what my early signs of feeling worse are, and how I can maybe do things that I'm not getting worse and getting out of these spirals. But I didn't really felt the difference in my body. It was always only like in my mind. And with that breathwork session, I really felt so much of a difference in my whole body, and that felt like the missing piece that I found. It was very, I would say, healing for myself. And that definitely shaped me as well to the person I am today. Yeah.
Was that the inner camp session to before?
Yeah.
Okay. So what would you say was the shift that you had in this session?
Yeah, the shift was letting go of my past self, and really stepping into this new version of myself, and really feeling that as well, and also living that. And so, which means really choosing myself consciously, loving myself, setting boundaries, and prioritizing myself.
Beautiful. Um, how would you say are you feeling now, currently in this current phase?
I'm feeling, I would almost say amazing. Um, I feel like I'm learning more and more to set my boundaries, or I've been learning that in the past now. Um, but I also now I can say that I love myself so much that I give myself this stability and this security. So I'm not in a state where I sacrifice myself to please others to feel loved. I am not in a place where I yeah sacrifice myself, sacrifice parts of myself. I set boundaries without feeling bad about it. And I'm also now in a place where I am, maybe confident enough to also leave my comfort zone and make new experiences and grow my horizon and see new perspectives. So I think this whole journey definitely, brought me more and closer to myself, and I can say that I am my own anchor in my life, and I can give myself everything that I need, which is beautiful.
Yeah, wow. What it shows, it would just contrast that to what you mentioned initially, right? Regarding your past and where you started off. What I was hearing is that now, like what stood out is the fact you said you now have the confidence to choose yourself, also set boundaries.
Yeah.
And it really looks like, yeah, you're now choosing yourself and giving love to yourself, and prioritizing yourself instead of prioritizing others and giving love to others first.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a beautiful shift. And I want to congratulate and honor you for having made that, because
Thank you.
out of all the 8 billion, whatever, how many people live on this planet, not sure how many people can actually say that when you are being asked, how do you feel? Oh yeah, I would almost say I'm feeling amazing. It's,
Yeah.
so that's something, yeah, respectable that you created for yourself.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah. No, it's yeah, it feels very good. And I mean, I'm still in that process of learning, and there are always coming things up. So I wouldn't say everything is perfect, and there are always you're always in new situations, and there are situations where you are, I would say, challenged to choose yourself over and over again. Um, and kind of prove yourself that you really love yourself and set your boundaries and so it's also, I think, a never-ending process. You're always learning and developing yourself. But I'm very happy to where I am at this point now compared to a few years ago.
Yeah. What a wise move also for you to say after me congratulating you that you're being humble and saying there's always more to learn. Not being like, nice. If you were to, in one word, ideally describe your quote unquote past life and your current life, each, which words would you choose?
Um, I think the past life was the word that fits the best for me is sacrificing,
Mhm.
sacrificing myself. And now I would say it's I wouldn't really say choosing myself. I would say maybe like I love this word anchor, that I am my own anchor. Um so I would say that anchor is my word for this phase where I'm at now.
Nice. Is there, maybe it could be there's a little exercise I'm currently doing with you. Would you like, if you, and also going back to the past, is there a low moment? Like can you think about the lowest moment that you ever experienced? And then associate the emotion that was uh with the situation. Can you name the feeling, the emotion?
Mm, um, yeah, like, yeah, I think what I felt was I felt very lonely and, um, yeah, also not loved, not cared about, which made me very sad, but not sad for myself. It was just painful, I would say.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay, so would you say it's something like pain?
Mhm. Yeah, like I had like also like actual like physical pain from that, and yeah.
Mm. And then now on the other hand, looking at your sort of highest moment, which feeling would you associate to that?
Um, I think yeah, love, like loads of love, but also lots of gratitude, happiness, yeah.
No, I'm just asking because when I was the Smile Delhi summit a couple of months ago, there was Jay Shetty on the stage and he was guiding us through this exercise kind of, and was saying that the lowest moment we felt and the highest moment is essentially um, a an insight into what our purpose is,
Mm,
right? So let's say if you have shifted from pain to love or from sacrifice to now choosing yourself, something like that,
mm,
then this is also what you could be inspiring other people
mm.
because it's sort of the journey that you make yourself. Um, yeah, and I'm wondering, right? Because if this is maybe the overarching arc or thing that you would be here to share, um, how and first of all, is that accurate? Would you say like does it resonate with you? Make sense?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I ever since I yeah made those experiences myself and yeah went on this journey. I always wanted others to also make those experiences and this yeah transformation, and also wanted them to yeah be their own anchor and choose themselves. Yeah, so that's definitely something that I resonate with. Yeah.
Nice. And you're also mentioning your gifts, right? Initially being very energy aware, sensitive, intuitive, and all that stuff. Do you feel like that would be, let's say, the main method, the main medium, the main way in which you could help others achieve this transformation?
Yeah, 100%. I think, yeah, I'm very, yeah, it's very easy for me to feel other people's energy and really also feel and see their situations. And, or like sometimes when I like talk to friends, I feel like I can feel their pain or their struggles. And, yeah, so I think those, the gifts that I have that can really help me, in that process and that part as well.
Nice. I mean, I definitely also like just also from the get go, right? I never asked you this question. How would you describe yourself, right? How would you describe your unique essence in those 24 years that we know each other?
Yeah.
Um, But in like directly the sense that I got is that you would be an amazing spiritual healer or whatever like psychic,
Mm.
intuitive, um seer or something like that. Because also, I mean, I remember also you were mentioning that you were actually a couple of months back wanted to get into spiritual coaching, right?
Mm.
But now like things still seem to take some time to unfold properly. But I just want to tell you that I definitely see you in this sort of area, and that I feel like they're. I mean, yeah, I guess probably your gifts are being activated now, and yet more in the future. But yeah, I'm pretty excited to see where this whole gift of intuition and sensing, picking up on other people's energy is going to lead you to.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'm also very excited and I can also see that for myself in the future. I think it's maybe I'm not there yet or it's not the timing for me right now. because I feel like I still have, yeah, so much to learn and to experience, um, to get to that point, which is also fine. I'm right now enjoy being in the process, and yeah, and seeing how everything unfolds. So yeah, thank you. But I'm very excited to see where everything goes for me in the future.
Yeah. Talking about the future, like, since I mean, this podcast actually called Conscious Visions, and the way that or the reason why I chose it is that, essentially, all of destiny or the whole fate, is dependent on the visions that we carry in our heart, right? The desires, the passions, the dreams that we have, and we have to also distinguish between them being a conscious vision, right? One that we choose with intention, or one that is being placed upon us that we're following unconsciously, uh, impulsively, compulsively.
Yeah.
Um, so I'm really wondering for you, what is your highest vision for yourself? Let's say looking at the actualized Valentina in her peak area, or yeah, in her peak years. Um, how is she living? What kind of impact is she having on the world?
So, yeah, I think, or for me, it's pretty clear what my impact is on this world, which is helping other people heal themselves, and also helping them on their journeys to, yeah, come closer to themselves, to be their own anchor, to choose themselves. And yeah, this is, yeah, something that's very, yeah, important and meaningful for myself, because this journey changed or shifted everything for me. And I would love for everyone to experience this and, yeah, get to a point where, yeah, they can happily choose themselves. So yeah, it's very clear for me that this is where, yeah, I want to have an impact on this world, on other people.
Hmm. So essentially, allowing others or enabling others to also experience the healing journey
Yeah.
that you did, and therefore empower others to choose themselves.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, it can be, or like, yeah, it can be in an inspiring way to inspire them to start their own journey, but also in a way to give them that space to, yeah, choose themselves, to love themselves, to heal themselves. And maybe, like we talked about just earlier, at some point also me helping them on their journey to healing themselves, finding themselves. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have any concrete ideas on how to do that, right? Because healing, I mean, can be done in many different forms, right? It can be done in a one-to-one setting, can be done through concentration, through writing books, through, I don't know, going down the street and smiling to strangers, for example, or becoming whatever, like a mystical healer that people then seek you out. Or it can be also the thing that we're building with Inuma right now, right? Like a physical space for that to happen. How do you envision um, all the different methods that this healing can actually be spread out into the world?
Yeah. So right now definitely is Inuma with you together to create the space for other people to be able to yeah yeah, use practices to heal themselves, to get closer to themselves, to also maybe transform themselves in deeper breathwork sessions, for example. So this is definitely one way where I am, yeah, right now, and yeah, I'm creating the space for others to heal. On the other hand, I also love everything about being creative, everything around filmmaking. So I am on a journey where I want to inspire people to start their journey to heal themselves and get closer to themselves. So this is also definitely something that I am doing to inspire them. And also, maybe this is more of like a smaller circle, I would say. But in my friendships, I am very happily the person that my friends usually come to talk to me whenever they are struggling, and I love listening to them and being there for them, holding space for them, and making them feel seen, understood, and also afterwards making them feel maybe a bit lighter, a bit more hopeful, a bit more grounded and closer to themselves. So those are the areas at this moment where I'm living this impact already that I want to have on people.
Nice. Um, yeah, so many things to mention there. How do you overall see? I mean, from my perspective, from maybe from other people's perspective, you could mention or argue that there seems to be a shift in talk and emphasis and focus on all these quote unquote spiritual healing, on personal growth type mental health topics. Um, what is your take on that? Like, why do you feel that's happening? Is that just the unique view that we have on the world, or do you see a broader shift happening? And how do you give meaning and context to that?
Mm. So I definitely think there's like a general shift happening in this. Yeah, maybe in this whole nation, I would say.
The space
Yeah. Um,
or Germany, like nation time?
yeah, in Germany or also like in my generation, I feel like we are way more conscious than older generations, and we are maybe changing some things in that whole space, that people are starting to talk more about their problems, their struggles, and also actually taking responsibility for themselves and working on that and working on themselves. So I think there's definitely some change happening. And also in this space, in this bubble, I feel like this spiritual bubble is growing more and more. And I feel like there is also a tendency for people to be more open and more conscious about what they do. But on the other hand, I feel like life or this world is also very fast paced, and it's also difficult for people to kind of pause and take a moment for themselves and check in with themselves. So I think it's both really. So on one hand, I feel like this younger generation is more conscious, but also on the other hand, it's so easy, or maybe easier than ever, to also not not confront yourself with your emotions or your struggles. It's so easy to I don't know, dump scroll on Instagram and just push everything away. And so that can also get very dangerous almost. Yeah, so I think that is both parts to it.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree that probably like the younger generations are inherently more conscious, more intentional, and more aware um than older ones. But I mean even now, let's say if I see all the kids and children with their phones in their hand from the age of 2 or something, I'm not really sure to what extent this actually gonna promote their awareness. Um but yeah, I feel like also the fact that it is so easy to distract yourself and to avoid yourself in a certain sense. Um, essentially you'll notice that this distancing from yourself will not really lead you anywhere where you want. So the only solution, I feel like, that's why I'm like just so deeply fascinated by the quote unquote spirituality bubble or this topic itself, because I feel like it's the ultimate topic, the ultimate thing there is, right? Because isn't that all you want? It's fucking joy, happiness, love, and understanding in reality, understanding yourself. Everything else is a side project almost, I feel like. But then this is the ultimate thing that just every single human being wants. So yeah, I feel like it almost makes sense that there's more and more people that are just creating interest in these areas.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. And yeah, like you said earlier, it's so easy to distract yourself. And of course, it's not enjoyable to go deep into your struggles or problems or emotions. But I think it's necessary to, yeah, get closer to yourself and to then be able to be in a state of gratitude, of joy, of happiness. Um, so, yeah, I definitely think, yeah, that the key to almost everything is reconnecting with yourself. And yeah, I think you will find all the answers within yourself, and distracting yourself with the outside world, with social media or whatever, doesn't help you, or yeah, doesn't, yeah, I don't know, solve your problems. It's really just pushing everything away further. So yeah, I really think that the alternate thing to joy, to gratitude, to happiness is connecting with yourself. And yeah.
Yeah. And you also mentioned that your main focus is on Inuma, right? Business we're building together. What would you say have been the biggest challenges and struggles for you when it comes to creating a business?
Mm, so yeah, I think the biggest struggles or challenges for me are, as we talked about earlier, I'm a Virgo and I'm this perfectionist. So I very much want everything to be perfect before we like launch or yeah, do things, or yeah, go public with things. So that's something where I'm like, um yeah, I mean, you know that like the devil is in the detail. So I can kind of lose myself in that. But I've also learned that sometimes it's just, yeah, good to have things 80% done and good, and then just launch them, go public, and you can always go over them again and again. And also, I mean, we're still like starting out, so that we're always going to develop further. It's yeah, it's a whole process, and I think it's nothing that should stop us from moving or taking action. So yeah, I think that's for me one of the biggest challenges. Yeah.
Mm. I would just say, besides personal challenges, any business challenges per se, like maybe the fact that whatever spirituality or consciousness, breathwork, and these sort of practices aren't really as deeply embedded and ingrained into society yet, and that there has to be done some how to say explanation to a certain degree, some education in a certain sense. Um, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean that, yeah, for sure. And I think there are also some, I think people sometimes have also some preconceptions. Is that the word
Um,
for that?
precon I mean, yeah, assumptions, or I guess preconceived notions.
Yeah, exactly. And people have preconceived notions about this whole spiritual bubble. They think it's like to, I don't know, voodoo or whatever. But and I think this is something that we are trying to bridge, that we want to make it yeah, accessible for everyone. We don't want people to have these yeah, these thoughts about it being too woo, and yeah, so we want to make it very accessible, and I think that's difficult to there really get this yeah, sweet spot where you reach the right people. um so yeah, I think that's definitely one of those yeah, challenges in this bubble.
Mm. Yeah. How do you so if you say that the challenge is to really meet or find the right people, right, or make spirituality accessible, I would say even there, I mean, it depends on how you define spirituality, right? But it can also be almost become dogmatic, and then become a new sort of religion, and saying, yeah, spirituality is the solution to everything. Um, so I feel like making spirituality adogmatic and unideological is probably the solution, right? And then just having people get whatever experience they want from it, they can make it as spiritual as they want, or they can make it also scientifically grounded in 3D reality as they want.
Yeah.
But I mean, I know what you mean. Like it's yeah, it comes down to, yeah, closing the bridge between, yeah, maybe this, yeah, the perceived notions of having it be super esoteric versus it actually also giving them practical benefits and outcomes, which
Yeah.
I feel like where science actually comes into place, and then also trust, word of mouth, and just like the experience of people.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. So, yeah, what I really love, for example, also in the sound bath sessions, we always at the beginning explain what's happening on like a science level, but at the same point also say sometimes you just have to experience it yourself, and maybe, yeah, quiet your mind and just allow yourself to experience this and see what it does to yourself. So I think it's good to have, yeah, both of these parts to also explain to people what happens to them on a scientific level, but also give them the space to be able to just yeah, experience it and see what it makes them feel like.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So maybe if we would take that even further, like, and to paint the big picture, what would you feel like is the um do you have like if you think about the world, right? Not only the highest vision you can imagine for yourself, but also the world as a whole. What is coming up for you, and what are you imagining, envisioning?
Yeah, I mean, imagining a world where people are conscious of themselves, conscious of what they are doing, of their action, of their words, and yeah, they are, yeah, caring for themselves, making sure they are okay, because I also think you can only be good or be the best for other people if you are, yeah, taking care of yourself first. So this is what I'm, yeah, envisioning for the world, that, yeah, people are connected with themselves and are conscious of what they are doing when they are walking through life.
Hmm. Nice. Would you say if there's someone out there that's like, yeah, okay, this all sounds nice and beautiful, like cool that you did it, but I'm fucking struggling and I have yeah, no real idea on how to get out of this slump, out of this hole that I am finding myself in. What words of empowerment or potentially also techniques, ways in which they can find back to themselves and their innate power, which you advise them to?
Mm. So I think first of all, I would say them that it is okay to feel like that. It's okay to be in that space, and it's also okay to maybe feel stuck, because I think that also is like maybe an experience that you are making that leads you to something bigger then. So it's not necessarily bad. But I would also tell a person that, because I feel sometimes people think when you are struggling, that you have to make extreme changes or extreme decisions to get out of that. But I think we all know that you have a specific routine and specific day-to-day life, and it's not possible, or for most of the people, not possible to change your life 180 degrees. So I think it also can really start with very small things like, for example, I don't know, taking 5 minutes for yourself in the morning where you check in with yourself, or where you connect with yourself and set yourself an intention for the day. It can, also be just caring for yourself, like fueling your body with healthy foods, or moving your body. And it doesn't have to be every day for 1 or 2 hours. It can be just like a 10-minute walk. So I really think it starts with the small things that then add up, and that start your whole journey of choosing yourself and developing yourself in the direction that you want to go. Because I feel like lots of people have this vision of themselves that they want to change everything and be a whole different person. But I think that's very difficult to do that with, like, I don't know, within one day or so. Um, so maybe that's also then those people having very high expectations of themselves. And it's maybe not even, possible to change that much in their day-to-day life. So I think it really starts with the small things of, like, being conscious of what are your thoughts, why do you think that, and checking in with yourself, or doing some like 5-minute journaling or meditation. I think that's what I would tell them.
Mm. Yeah, it's wild. I mean, I can definitely see myself in this, in the sense that I had the strong urge to be someone else, which means that I had the strong urge to not be myself, and then having idealistic visions, high expectations of who I would need to be now. But the part that was thinking that I had to be this certain way was not my soul, essentially, right, or my highest inspiration, or my highest self. It was just the fear, survival-driven ego that was thinking I wasn't enough. And essentially, it's not. I feel like it's not really about becoming someone else, but it's about becoming, like, really yourself, becoming fully authentic. And not trying to escape into higher dimensions of spirituality or consciousness per se, or just entertaining the fantasy that, oh yeah, if I have X, Y, Z, let's say either outer objects, material stuff, possessions, or even personal traits and characteristics, then I will feel happy, right? Because it's still creating this condition, right? It's usually people say, once I have this car, I'll be happy, or whatever. But then if you say, once I'm enlightened, or once I am this super successful entrepreneur, then I'm gonna be happy. Like, it's essentially the same equation. You're just switching out the what you need to have. So yeah, I feel like the whole narrative of self-love, self-acceptance, so crucial, so fundamental. Because if you don't have that, everything else is going to be driven by this this non self-acceptance, right? This self-judgment, which is just, yeah, like, just because this is the inherent driver that you have in every single moment, it's just going to cause you to have all sorts of unfavorable actions that you'll take.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely starts with appreciating yourself.
Yeah, sure. And I think self-acceptance is so important, to accept for yourself for who you are, and also for where you're at. And also I think a very big part, or at least a big part for me, was forgiving myself for the way I used to talk to myself. Um, and yeah, that really shifted so much in me or changed so much in me because I yeah was very I was or had empathy for myself and understood myself, and yeah, was able also to let go of yeah the yeah negative beliefs or also the negative self-talk by forgiving myself. So I think that's yeah self-acceptance, but also yeah forgiving yourself is very important.
Yeah. Yeah. Essentially, it comes like for me, what I'm currently noticing is that it comes down to realizing that you're literally, as cliche as the sound, but you're fine as you are. And the only one telling you that this is not the case is just the ego, rational mind that wants you to be a certain way to then be enough, to then have the love. It's all just coming from not having love and therefore seeking out externally.
Yeah.
So if you let go of that, if you let go of the mind essentially, or if you let go, if you can see beyond this concept and this limiting belief, then you're automatically free. You then have to force yourself to now create whatever you want externally or internally for yourself. You can just be in different inspiration.
Yeah, yeah. And also that you are never not whole. You're always enough, you're always whole. And even if you don't feel like it, or even if you're at your lowest low, you are still whole, you're everything. And yeah, understanding that and living that as well is I think, yeah, a key.
Mm. Nice. Do you feel there's anything in this conversation that we didn't touch upon that you feel would be relevant to point out?
Um
Anything we missed, maybe?
I don't think so. I think we touched lots of things, lots of different perspectives as well. Um yeah. Oh.
Nice. Okay. Would you, how would you say, like, what is the good way that people can support you in your journey, your vision, your work to create the impact of healing and transformation for the world?
Um yeah, a good way to support me is for sure to yeah, follow my journey along on social media or also follow our Inuma journey. And also maybe yeah, if you feel a call to join one of our sessions, you're very welcome. And yeah, maybe become part of our community and yeah, become part of a space to also grow and heal. Um, yeah, so I think that would be the ways to support me on this vision. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, nice. We'll put your social media link in the video description. What is it, Valentina?
Emilia with
Two
two
Eyes.
eye.
2 eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Nice. Beautiful. Thank you so much for coming here for this conversation and sharing freely from your heart, sharing what's true for you, and inspiring others to find back to themselves, consciously choose themselves, and thus create a ripple effect of healing.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure, it was a joy to be here today. And I'm very excited for your podcast, for also the future episodes coming, and for yeah, your whole journey. Very proud of you. So yeah, thank you for having me and very excited for the future with you.